Hello and welcome everyone to another episode of the Wildcat Way Show. I am Kari Eve Valence. As you know, the Wildcat Way Show is a YouTube video and a podcast that you can listen to however you listen to podcasts on iTunes, Amazon Music, Stitcher, Spotify. We here at the Wildcat Way Show, we are reflecting our mottos at Pearl River Community College that the Wildcat Way is living a life of pride, respect, class, and character. And I have two guests here who totally demonstrate those qualities in their everyday lives, and they are working to make sure our future Wildcats are working to do the same. I'd like to welcome Mr. Mark Franklin and Ms. Devin Smith. Thank y'all so much for being here today. I appreciate you taking the time. Y'all are here to talk about a very special project at PRCC that y'all have started. It was like last summer, is that correct?
Yeah.
So right during the pandemic when everybody was at home and we were really, as parents, focusing on our kids a whole lot. So Mark, can you tell us a little bit about the Wildcat Kids Club and how it came to be?
So that was something Candace Harper actually approached me with around December of 2019 before COVID hit. Mm-hmm. It was something that's been done at PRCC before, but she wanted us to kind of relaunch it. And basically, it's a community outreach program that reaches out to all the youth in the local areas around the college. And it's just trying to plant those seeds and build those connections early so that, you know, when these kids grow up, they already have that connection with PRCC, and it makes the decision to attend here even easier.
I think that's really, really important, right? Devin, why do you think it's important to get our future Wildcats already immersed in the possibility of being a Wildcat one day themselves?
Well, I think when you start something as a young child without even realizing it, you have pride for whatever that is. So when your parents are bringing you to sporting events here, or you're getting, a coloring sheet in the mail with the Wildcat on it, then you automatically have pride in the Wildcats. Mm-hmm. Whether you know anything about what you want to be when you grow up or what you want to do, they automatically feel like they're already a Wildcat. Mm-hmm. And so you're instilling that pride in them. That way, whenever, like Mark said, whenever they get time, when it gets time to choose where they want to go to school, it's like, oh, I'm a Wildcat. It's
right.
a no-brainer. I'm going to Pearl River Community College.
Now, can y'all talk a little bit about the different aspects of the club, of the different magazines, the coloring books, the newsletters? What goes into that?
Yeah, so when we started, we put out some ideas. We relaunched a coloring book that we've been actually giving out to local kindergarten classes around the elementary schools in the local counties. We have a newsletter that goes out the first week of every month. And now that hopefully COVID, the numbers are starting to go down, the big focus for us, the next step, is starting to host these live events at events as far as athletics, academics, fine arts, stuff like that, and just bringing these kids in here and getting them on campus with their parents. Mm-hmm.
Now, you are both PRCC alumni. Can you speak a little bit about, Mark, what can you tell us about your experience of being here on campus as a Wildcat while you were here at school?
Well, I was here 2 years before I transferred to Ole Miss, and I really enjoyed my time here. It was actually probably the best thing for me as far as a transition from high school to college, because, while it's still a college, it's that smaller hometown feel to it.
Right.
Everything's a little bit more relaxed. It's an easier transition, and I really did enjoy my 2 years here. I got to meet a lot of people I still talk to today that are not just from Pearl River County, but from the Hattiesburg area and the Gulf Coast that I still talk to, and I enjoyed my time a lot here.
You enjoyed it so much that now you work here also.
Right.
Can you talk a little bit about that? What's your schedule here, your day-to-day life?
Well, day-to-day, when we're in season, we're kind of all over the place because, you have multiple sporting events going on at once. But we try to get in the office early in the morning and then, kind of take it from there. Obviously, when we're hosting all these events, we work late. But, SID, Sports Information Directors, myself and Patrick, we're usually one of the last people to get off of work, but I wouldn't have it any other way.
Now, Devin, your time here was really special. You and your now husband were here at the same time. Talk a little bit about that. The future of industry is right at your fingertips, here within Pearl River Community College's career and technical education programs. You will become specialized in the skilled trades, applied sciences, modern technologies, and career preparation that will propel you to a position of power within your chosen field. Pearl River's CTE programs are fine-tuned to provide students with hands-on training and the skills necessary to succeed in the labor market. technical education contributes a major share to the overall education system and plays a vital role in the social and economic development of our community and entire country. PRCC students will get opportunities for career success at our 4 convenient locations and will be trained to not only seamlessly enter the workforce, they'll succeed. Visit prcc.edu to register.
So I cheered here, and my husband, who's the football coach now, he played football here, but my mom also went here. My dad played football here. My brother played football here. My sister was the athletic trainer here. So I've been a Wildcat a long time, but it's just, it's funny because the campus has evolved so much, yet so much is still the same. It's still such a community feel. It's still such a, beautiful campus, of course, more so now than it was then. But like Mark said, I met friends. I had people in my wedding that were my suite mates that I met here from the Hattiesburg, Petal area, just friendships that, you take with you forever. And I just really, really loved everything about my experience. And you've heard, and I'm sure Mark has heard so many people say, I wish I could stay at Pearl River for 4 years because it's just such a great place to be. And the environment is just positive and warm, and it makes you feel comfortable.
Well, speaking of campus, you and Coach Smith and your 4 boys all live here on campus. I think it's so cute and such a hoot whenever I see them on the golf carts or riding their bikes and stuff. Y'all are really completely intertwined within the Wildcat family. Talk a little bit about that.
Well, I always go back to the decision to come here, and we left what we thought was heaven on earth in our little town of Hurley that just made up of some of the best people in the world. Yeah. So we kind of lured our kids here by saying, oh, it's going to be great to live on campus. We're going to, Seth went out and immediately bought a golf cart, and there's a cafeteria. So, we gotta stick to our words. So that's what we do. They love to come to the cafeteria. They may eat at 4:30 and then eat dinner when it's ready. They take full advantage of the campus life, and it's just, they tell us they love it. They love, who has a tennis court, a basketball court, volleyball.
Everything,
I don't know what you really call it. But they love it. They really do. And if we wouldn't have been here during COVID, we would have been bored out of our mind.
That's true. Y'all kind of
the whole campus to ride bikes, and it was like being at church camp.
Right, and just being a part of the Wildcat family with all the other kids on campus. Y'all were here with all the other coaches, so it was really a bonding time for everybody.
It really was a blessing. It was such a blessing because life is busy, and everybody has their own season, especially our coaching families and friends, and it allowed us to just all be still and love on one another and eat together and hang out. The kids played, and we loved it.
And speaking of blessings, I always think y'all's relationship is such a blessing, right? Because a lot of times Mark will talk about in junior high when Coach Seth was one of his coaches, and it's just really like a wonderment that now they're working together and y'all are working together on this project. What was Mark like as like a junior high kid? Talk about little Mark for us.
Well, I won't say his nickname, but
we all know.
Okay, maybe I will. But Mark's sister and I are very good friends. In fact, she's coming over for dinner tomorrow, but with her family, of course. But so I've known Mark since before, since he was born. And so Mark was just Mark. It was like little Mark, and so it was so crazy when Seth first got the job, our first day here, and it was like, Mark, where's you? Oh, Mark, you're supposed to be a little kid. He actually spent the week with us once during football season because we made it further in the playoffs than anyone expected. And his parents had planned a trip to Disney, and Mark had to stay and go to football practice, so he stayed with us. So it's, I always say God just has the greatest sense of humor, and it's just awesome.
And now y'all are working together to cultivate this culture of bringing in new generations of little Wildcats. Mark, where can people find all the information for the Wildcats Kids Club?
So we have a page on our athletics website. If you just go to one of the tabs, it says Wildcat Kids Club on there, and we're on social media. We're on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. We're at the Wildcat Kids Club. And we try to post weekly about things we're doing, about what our athletic programs and our academic, teachers, students, what they're doing to reach out to the youth in the community. So if you follow us on social media, or if you want to sign up your little Wildcat up, you can just go to our athletics website. There's a tab that says Wildcat Kids Club, hit that, and then there's a sign up form right there for you.
That's so awesome. I just want to thank y'all so much for joining us and for really bringing this idea to fruition. And my kids love the coloring book. Little Jonah was one of the spotlights of the Kids Club of the month and stuff. So I think that's so fun and exciting for them. Yeah, like he thought it was the coolest thing.
It's a big deal.
And I'm like, you don't even know what social media is, but he just liked seeing his picture on it, you know? And he was like, I'm going to be a Wildcat one day. So it really is helping to make that effect that y'all are wanting to do, to kind of ingrain the kids in thinking that they're a part of the Wildcat family already. So hopefully this will just keep doing its job and we'll keep growing our family and keep rising up the river. Well, thank y'all so much for joining us, and thank you for tuning in to today's episode of The Wildcat Way. If you or someone you know lives their life of the Wildcat Way with pride, respect, class, and character, please send me an email. Let us know. We want to share their story. My email is kvalence@prcc.edu. Be sure to like and follow and subscribe to our YouTube channel and listen to our podcasts on iTunes, Amazon Music, Spotify, and Stitcher, and continue to live your life the Wildcat Way.